Anna.
I'm Ben.
For AutoSave, welcome to our
Today
channel.
we're watching Rezero, Season 3, Episode 16. Devastating news. This seems like it's the last episode of the season.
That really is devastating news. And it almost even feels odd. It feels like that should not be the case. I feel like there's a lot more for me to see.
Yeah, I know. And Priestella, I want to stay here almost, but I also want everything to be okay and to be wrapped up in a positive way. Capella seems to be potentially leaving.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense if she can get out, just narratively. I wonder if anybody else is going to be leaving, specifically Gluttony.
I also wonder that, especially if this is the last episode we're getting. Are we really going to have a retreat happening? Or have they been able to accomplish at least some of what the gospel wanted them to accomplish here?
But I trust in Julie, and I trust in Betty above all else.
And Otto.
And Otto.
Do not forget Otto.
Never. You ready?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, she is.
Left anywhere in this world for you.
Ugh. Oh! Five more. Oh!
Five more big spells.
Yeah, it is. Aw. Don't even give me an intro. Thank you. Fake out? Oh, man.
How many times can he withstand that?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
What an insult. Taking some things as compliments and some as insults.
Oh.
Wait, how many have we used now?
Belt! Oh!
What is it? There has to be more to it. No. No! Wait, what's up? The hit? The hit on the cheek?
What is it? You're using it wrong. There you go.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Look at that smile.
Oh, Gaston!
You're just a normal guy.
What the fuck?
Oh, that did a lot of damage.
Whoa. I had old memories with. Oh.
What? What?
Oh
my god!
Oh!
Who is this? Rui! Fake name in front of us.
Let me sit at the table. How are we supposed to wrap everything up this episode? What the fuck?
She
What's your
probably
real name?
didn't even know what her real name was because of her age.
It's a benefit to Felt, though. Saves her.
It makes sense.
Betty.
Is that the last one? Yeah, I don't feel happy. I don't feel...
We gotta get Otto some fucking shin guards, bro. Oh. Unlike Otto's.
Getting carried.
It feels bittersweet,
Well,
though.
None lost, just the ones we don't remember, maybe.
So proud of you, Garth.
Yay!
All healed up.
God, it was so gross.
It's fine. He can be in a carriage. That's the hardest one. That hits the hardest. Oh, shit.
What?
Captured.
Captured? Wait. I don't even care to know.
Oh. Oh.
I'm glad that chair didn't break.
God, the voice actress.
I mean, She basically got to listen to a concert.
Yeah.
お前の歌とリリアナの歌を一緒にするな。お前のは違う別。
ペテルギウスはあなたの中に。
Yeah.
魂と魂が溶け合い、あなたの中から。
I will drag him out from inside you.
体と心を大事にしていてくださいね。もう行くかしら。
Yeah,
危険なだけなのよ。
we should leave.
一つだけ忠告を。暴食に気をつけて。悪時期も飽食さえもあなたを奪おうとするでしょう。
Like 3.
どうや得られるものなんて何もねえ。
一応聞けた話もなかったわけじゃない。
本当かよ。兄弟連中に気に入られやすいのがね。
そっとすること言うなよ。
スバル、あんまり慣れ合うんじゃないのよ。
なんで釣れねえな。起きるの手伝ってやったじゃねえかベアコ。
ベティがその呼び方を許すのはスバルだけかしら。ある？スバルに伝言伝えてくれてありがとね。
ジョーちゃんも無事でよかったな。
どうしたベアコ。アルト何かあったのか。
Yeah.
これなのよ。あの男が持ってきた。
Really?
ベティが起きられたのはこれのおかげなのよ。そしてそれは聞くなと当人に言われているのよ。
アルのやつ何一人で暗躍してやがったんだよ。
Getting
The
you
world
fucked
may
back.
never know.
でもアルは悪い人じゃない。
Me either.
亡くなったら大弱りだった魔晶石も見つけてくれてね。ググかしら。
やれやれ。エミリアタンにはかなわねえな。
Jesus, look at the city, man.
うちはあの滞在式を生かしておくのは反対。絶対ろくなことにならんよ。それじゃ
How do you
クリス様を助け
kill
る
her?
手がかりがなくなる。
フンドから話を聞くのが全くの無駄足になるとは思わない。だけどあいつを捕まえておくのが不安って考えもわかる。
どっちつかずなこと言ってスバル君はどっちの味方なわけ？
You have to be able to look at the situation.
結論を出すなって
Yeah.
王国にとっても魔女教を知るまたとない機会だ。速やかに王都へ移送して騎士団に引き渡すべきでしょう。
逃げられる心配は
I'm worried about Julie.
なら護送するのだって楽じゃない。
その役目は
Like I said, everyone's fine except for the, people maybe we forgot.
あとはハエの人らとナナシの人ら、特に色欲の被害者をどうするかやね。あれは私でも治せない。治るとか治らないとかじゃなくて、ああいう生き物に作り変えられてしまってるの。おぞましき虫けらに姿を変えられた者どもは
Yeah.
死を望んでおるじゃろうよ。元の姿に戻す見通しが立たぬのならば、そうしてやるのも慈悲である。
プリシラ、それは
黙れボング。口先だけの理想論など何の価値もない。
Oof.
私に任せてもらえない？面白い。ハンマ風情に何ができる？今すぐ直してはあげられない。
Freeze them until you find a way.
そのための方法を探す時間なら作れると思うの。氷の中で眠らせて。
そうか。
ナイス。
コールドスリープ。
心配ご無用。エミリア様は失敗などされません。なぜならみんなを残す偉人とはこういった試練を乗り越えるものだからです。随分と大口を叩いた。
I like it a shiver down my spine every time I hear the word trials.
その時は私の国を
Wow, does Kiritaka know you're doing that?
Pristella's gonna love that.
よい、歌目のさえずりに免じて
Yeah.
慈悲は預けてやろう。
With her compassion.
Thank you so much.
必ずうまくやるわ。
Oh, look at
the
the
sun
lighting.
rising.
やってみせるがいい。それをもって貴様をわらわの敵と認めてやる。
I'm not ready for this season to end. The wives.
この度は都市の防衛のために尽力していただき、本当に感謝の念に堪えません。私自身死を覚悟しました。しかしリリアナの歌声を思い出して、なんとか生きま
Right?
Look at Al over there. Wow.
Wow.
Anastasia was like, whoa. This is why it feels like we haven't won, you know?
There's so many reasons. What about Dad, though? That makes sense.
スバル、ラインハルトか。お前がいなきゃエミリアも助けられなかったかもしれない。
僕も君の 友人の力になれたの
お
は光栄だ。
right on.
Yes! Okay, a lot of the city looks okay.
また会えるまであと少しの辛ねえスバルあそこを見て
俺をルス
Oh my gosh!
そういやあの子たちを助けようとしたことから全部
And they look fine. A lot better than you.
よかった
あの二人の無事だけを謹慎かもしれねえけど
喜ばなくちゃ
Rejoicing
だって
everyone
スバ
that's
ルと
okay.
これから私たちみんなで頑張ってやり遂げたことだから
Okay.
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 兄ちゃんも無事やったか。ちょっとどじってもうた。けど腕一本で済んだんは奇跡みたいなもんや。まあ気にしすぎんなや。な。
ああそういやユリウスいるじゃね
Thank God. I was
so
terrified.
scared.
I was
I was-
so scared.
Wait, but
Yeah,
what if he wants to
obviously.
be alone? Because
えグラグラしてやがんなよユリウス顔が見えねえと心配になるだろうがいや一般的な意見だが
スバル、君は私のことか。
どうしたのスバル取り込み中
oh no.
ユリウスが変なんだよ
ユリウスさんってスバルの知り合いの人
I don't want to watch Dragon Ball Super.
Why is
Fuck.
the ad for Dragon Ball Super right after?
Okay, that was ReZero, Season 3, Episode 16.
16.
Today's not a good day. We finished this season of ReZero. It appears that way. I'm gutted. I found out my favorite local manga shop closed down forever. That sucked. And now I get to see everybody forget about Julie, and that sucks. This sucks.
Mhm.
What is the inherent difference between what happened to Julius and what happened to Rem?
Okay. I think that's a really great question. And honestly, I think there's a chance we might be able to figure out the answer. We get 3 different words for gluttony, for the kind of type of eating, I guess. And I'm wondering if each one describes each of the 3 gluttonies.
Okay.
And therefore could inform if they have a specific kind of power
Okay.
to it.
If I may give you just warning, beware of gluttony, gourmand, foul feeding, and satiation.
Yeah. I'm wondering if there's something specific. Like, gourmand is like, you're eating rich, right? You're eating like a full meal, like fill the table, you know?
I like
and I'm pretty
that.
sure Lai is the one that attacked Rem.
Mm-hmm.
And like, all of Rem is gone, basically. Like, no one recognizes Rem, and Rem's asleep. Julie is able to stand and talk to us, and he knows who he is.
Yeah.
And he has his memories intact, seemingly.
So it's like they ate his name, but they didn't eat his memories.
Yeah, it seems like maybe each of them, there's like a specific amount that they take, or a specific thing that they because everyone has a different appetite, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has a different appetite, different way that they enjoy eating, probably.
Because like eating his name would then take away his memory, or the memory of him from everybody else's point of view. But specifically, he is in such disarray and shock, and you can see the trauma on his face because he's saying, Subaru, you know who I am?
Yeah.
So nobody else has been able to recognize him. All of his memories are retained, and honestly, that's more fucked up. That's almost like, that's so fucking torturous. That like, and
they could all get, so each gluttony probably has their own different thing that they get out of it that they like the most. Because like you are pointing out, how fucked up is it, the possible enjoyment of making sure that no one remembers who someone else is, but they have to live through that. Live through everyone not remembering who they are. So for Roy, that could be his favorite thing, is that he steals from someone, everyone else remembering them.
Yeah.
And that could be like his thing that he really likes. Especially when I think we kind of get some parallels to that situation within this episode as well when we talk to Wrath, which would be another scene that I would want to bring up.
Yeah, I'm just that really, like, I can't imagine like how traumatic or what it'd do to you, and I think that it's stupid to bring up like the appreciation that Subaru has of other people and how empathetic he can be, but his reaction to Julie, seeing his realization of what position he is, Subaru, like the look on his face that I have up on screen is one thing, but he like grabs his stomach.
Mm-hmm.
He, like, the feeling of anxiety and discomfort and emotion that Subaru knows that Julius must be feeling right now is one of the reasons that I love Subaru so much as a protagonist, but I don't know what that means. I mean, it's great that he retains all of his memories so we can assume that in terms of combat and fighting, he'll still be able to be useful, but the emotion, the trauma that comes along with that is something that I guess thankfully Rem doesn't have to go through, but it's something I don't want Julius to go through.
Subaru's expression here at the end when he realizes what's happening is he's realizing that not everyone made it out. There's almost this, I felt like a pit in my stomach throughout the episode, even though there was music playing and we're happy and we didn't lose anyone, you know, that kind of sentiment was coming across, and I was like,
Where's Ricardo? Where's Julius?
Like, okay, well, there's characters we haven't seen on the screen yet. We did see some people die. Yes, they were not like our main cast of characters. And obviously a lot of people within the city have lost their lives or become beasts or monsters, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that is to literally get across to the viewer what Subaru is going to feel here, which is or everyone else, if you can't remember someone, then you're not going to grieve and you're not going to feel like anything is wrong, even though undeniably something is very much wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what we see for the second half of this episode, is everyone is acting like nothing is wrong, or we survived, we did it, but there are things that they don't even know that they're forgetting are very much wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like Reinhard would care about Julie, Felix would care about Julie. There's so many people. Anastasia.
What does that do to you? Like, it's like you're like, oh, okay, everybody's celebrating, everybody's okay. We're checking in on Ricardo. Oh my God, you lost an arm. Are you okay? We're patching up everyone. Oh, do you forget about me, Otto? What? No, we always knew you were there. And Julius is like think about how they approached it in terms of direction of the episode. Why didn't we see Julius earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't we see him?
He would have been in that room when we're all talking,
exactly,
coming up with game plans of what to do.
He's
with
fucking freaking the fuck out because he doesn't know what's going on. There's no reason Subaru would be different in his mind, that like in terms of remembering him. He doesn't think that Subaru would remember him. He's already tried to check in with other people and knows that it's just lost on them.
Yeah. He doesn't even get a chance Julius doesn't even get a chance to grieve his brother here. Also, if we're talking about each gluttony having maybe a different way that they eat their prey, which of gluttony took Joshua, and what is Joshua's current state? Is Joshua, was it Roy? And so is Joshua walking around with no one knowing who he is somewhere in the city as well, or what?
So this is from last episode, but I'm bringing it up. I'm trying to think how to bring it up because every episode I feel like of season 3 has given me more belief in there is so much more behind Al that we don't know. Mm-hmm. The fact that he was extremely crucial in Betty waking up by getting Kiritaka's magic crystal puts it over a next step. I trust Al. I'm trying, like, he's one of the most trustworthy characters to me in this show now because of, like, how much weight his word has, that I'm rethinking last episode and his doubt of Anastasia. Like, and him being like, is that you there? Like, really? And we were trying to read it in a couple of different ways of like, oh, was he fearful that it was Capella?
Yeah.
And
but we ended on, I feel like, a theory that had felt pretty good, which was, oh, she wouldn't show all of her cards. Like, she wouldn't necessarily let someone like her rival in her camp know that she can do magic.
Exactly. Like, and I want to double down on that being the case, because I think that this is solidified that it wasn't a Capella thought, and it was a, whoa, what was that type shit, you know? But Al being crucial in saving Betty was just a really standout moment to me, and I loved Betty's reaction and Subaru's reaction, and Amelia's just focused on grounding them and being like, well, obviously he's a good guy, right?
Betty was able to enter the battle. Betty has what she needs for Puck, meaning Amelia has what she needs for Puck.
I miss Puck so much, man.
Al called Beatrice Biaco.
Yeah.
And then did a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on. I was hoping that I was starting to just go down a really crazy road with some of the theories that I was thinking within the last episode or so, where we're getting more and more of kind of Al's actual
you're still on the Al Subaru in the future?
They're too connected to me. Like, you just... Like, when he said Bayako, I was like, excuse me?
Well, didn't Subaru just use that name for her?
Okay, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna suddenly start using it if you hear someone else use a nickname for someone. Unless I heard it wrong and it wasn't even Al that said the line, I could have just been, like, majorly coping in that split second and been like, oh my god, does this fit that theory?
You sure to know how to make this freaks like you. Don't make it sound so creepy. Don't go getting too friendly with them. Don't be so cold. Didn't I help wake you up, Biako? Yeah, I don't know.
Subaru is the only person that Betty allows to call her that, I suppose. I don't know. It's just like that. There was another, like, I get to add another little slip of paper into the bucket of, like, this is kind of suspicious. In that theory bucket, you know? And I will let that theory bucket exist into whatever next season that we get.
You know what would have been a good, like, addition to your theory bucket? If Al's, like, entire right hand was wrapped up instead of just his wrist when he gave the thumbs up because of Subaru's discoloration in his right hand right now, that would have been like, ooh, we got it. The hand's never going to return to normal color. But no, I do not think Al is Subaru from the future. I love talking about it, though. So, one thing I also wanted to talk about is the idea of Felt and her kind of buff within the idea of it not being her real name. It was Old Man Rom's name given to her.
There's a lot here with Felt, I think. The fact that she was able to actually become a candidate to begin with, gotta highlight that. She was dropped off she was in the capital. Like, we're in the capital city when we meet Felt. I'm almost positive that would be the capital. So we meet her there. She was dropped off somewhere, I guess, more, 15 years ago, given this name, not her real name, but she is from significant lineage.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Could be related to the royal family. Think about Capella and what Capella looks like and, like, hair color and stuff.
Yeah. That's not bad. I like it. The Metia that she was using, right? She didn't know how to use it to its furthest extent, but thankfully Betty did.
Yeah, because Betty recognizes it. And then she says something along the lines of, like, mother. I'm gonna assume mother would be Echidna. Yeah, I would too.
Shout out. But, like, interesting that, like, that I just happened to see something I had old memories with. That's so fascinating.
What
I wish
old
we could
memories?
get a full backstory. I want it all.
Take us back to those old memories. But I think this is just a really cool information that we learned here, that Felt's name wasn't even her real name, which I guess we could have...
It's a buff, too.
Yeah. Oh, to fight Gluttony, 100%. Because she doesn't even know. That's why it's a buff. Not that she has a fake name, but that she doesn't even know what her real name would be.
Yeah.
And that means no one else knows, except maybe someone who's gonna come and tell us the information in the
I
next
almost
season.
thought that they were going to know her real name because of somebody that they've eaten or taken from.
Oh, that could have
Yeah.
been so crazy.
That would have been a wild reveal or a drop.
I mean, that's how Lai was able to know so many of the people that he was fighting against names in this episode, is because of the ones that he's already
Yeah.
eaten, killed. I don't even want to call it killed, because it's like you're eating them.
Yeah. To pivot a little bit from Felt to Reinhard, him referring to Subaru, catching himself mid-sentence and referring to Subaru as helping out a friend. I can't explain to you how happy that made me.
That feels so good.
It's not even that deep. Like, it's like not like, because Reinhard's always just been super nice and sweet, but like I just love it so much.
How many like real friends can Reinhard really say that he has? You know, if you felt like you were always treated maybe on this pedestal,
yeah,
you're the sword saint. But then we use the word friend, and then 5 minutes later we use it again, but it's heartbreaking the second time.
If like you're somebody who is the sword saint and is so fucking, I'm sure the term is overused in regards to Reinhardt, but overpowered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it must be isolating, and it might be like, okay, well, people only like me because they can use me, or because I'm convenient for them, or because I can save them, or because I'm so strong. But within Subaru and Reinhardt's relationship in this season specifically, Subaru is able to get on a great friendship level with Reinhardt because Subaru puts himself up at Reinhardt's level and is like, let's utilize both of our talents here. You take him when I can't, and I'll take him when you can't, and we can figure out a way, to win. And I think that really stuck out to Reinhardt and made him see Subaru as like closer to an equal than I'm sure he sees a lot of people.
Yeah, the ideas of coming up with even plans together, not just being like, Reinhard can handle it, Reinhard, go kill, you know what I mean? But something else that connects them is, yes, Reinhard, like you said, an overused word probably, especially for him in his world, is that he's overpowered. He's overpowered, but he can't be everywhere in this battle. Subaru has returned by death, but can't be everywhere in this battle. They both have something of like a big quality in this world that helps them exist here and have a fighting chance. But in this battle in particular, we had a really big kind of battlefield with a bunch of different opponents and a bunch of different things happening, and we can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah, and it's so fascinating too, because Subaru, through the first 2 seasons and all that he's been through and all that he's grown, has been able to not, like, his growth is astronomical. He's not figuring out that he needs to approach it a different way with Reinhardt in the sense that, oh, we tried it once, that's not going to work, let's try it a different way. The lack of use of Return by Death this season is phenomenal.
I'm honestly surprised by the lack of it, but like, in a way, I'm also grateful because we and Subaru did not want to kind of latch onto it and overuse it. We came to a point in time, especially in the second season, where it was definitely realized from the trials that is not a power that should be just used on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
So to have then a true showing of growth, then that we then go into a huge battle after basically a year of peace, and we are not overusing it. Though I feel like he might be like, would he even feel slightly tempted? That's a fun question. He's having this major upsetting realization at the end of the episode. Is there even an ounce of him that feels for a second that he's like, oh my God, can I go back and do it all better? Can I go back and make sure that Gluttony doesn't get away, and Capella doesn't get away, and Julius, is remembered by everyone? Is there a part of him, even slightly,
that struggles with that?
And that fact that, can you imagine being the person that has the ability to, and you're looking at someone, and Amelia's standing there going, is this a friend of yours? And you have to look in their face knowing you have a power that could possibly go back in time, basically, to make sure everyone remembers them, and you're not going to use it. And I bring that up almost as a parallel to Beatrice. She has these magic crystals to do spells, but she wants to save one of them.
I want to be very specific about how we're phrasing this too. Subaru going back and using Return by Death after this point when he learns the Julius thing we're not saying or suggesting that
That he
it would
should-
change
yeah.
anything for the better.
Absolutely not.
It's the guilt that
It's
Subaru
the guilt you'd feel.
would feel, and the doubt and the wondering of what if, because like, if you're Subaru, are you going to be like, what would the first thing that you jump to change if you're Subaru, specifically about Julius? In my mind, if I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of Subaru, I'm like, okay, we'll redo everything up till the point of me saying, Reinhard, you're needed elsewhere. Don't say that. Give a specific, go find Julius first and then go help everyone else. What's that gonna do? Is Wilhelm dead at that point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's such an impossible position to be.
Anastasia, like, yeah, who would have been kind of hurt if Reinhard hadn't showed up?
It's an
you know,
impossible
where he did in the battlefield.
in the order, right?
Right, exactly. It's not about Subaru should or that he will inevitably. It's about what he has to deal with is the consequences, not only of the power, but of not using it. And that's kind of what Echidna was laying out for him,
Yeah.
is that it's going to be very hard for you to go through with this without this contract with me,
Mm-hmm.
without losing someone along the way, losing a lot of people, maybe even along the way.
God damn. Where do you think Felt got the Metia?
Because it's possibly related to Echidna, I have very little clue. I'm like, kind of like, why would it be?
It's still on the screen, that's why I asked.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Something falling into Felt's hands, Reinhardt's hands, that would have maybe been more related to Roswell and Betty. It's kind of surprising to me that it would have been like that.
Are we told, like, when Felt initially leaves to go get it, are we given any other context?
All I remember is Mitya, and that it's something that would even maybe hurt Reinhardt. That's all I remember being said about it.
I also remember the same thing, but I want to bring it up to see if we can. We're on our way back to get something we left at the inn. Something you left at the inn? Yeah. A secret weapon that a sorcerer of ours gave me. Interesting.
A sorcerer that we have not met?
Within Felt's grouping. It's supposed to be a really powerful Metia.
And
Wait a
then
moment.
I think that's basically it.
I agree with you. I just want to see if there was anything she said before running off. Can this Metia be trusted? From what Old Man Ram said, even Reinhardt wouldn't get away from it unscathed. But I don't know if I believe the Reinhardt thing, but in a joking fashion. But oh my God, did we see how powerful it was?
Old Man Ram was able to say something about it, though. Does that
Yeah.
mean there is some lore or history to this item? Like, it's known?
I don't
that
know.
He might have known what this item was and was able to say just how powerful it was?
It's just when it comes to something like that we're theorizing that it would be connected to Echidna because of Betty's connection to it, that I'm like, I need to see, I need to be there in the room, and following this weapon or this Metia, through every moment of its life and see
Yeah.
how it was passed hand to hand.
I need to see that as well. And I know that you want to see at least the beginning of that because you'd want more Echidna content. You don't have to be shy about that. You can admit it.
Anything else?
Yes, I have one kind of more thing that I'd want to talk about that I feel like is important, which is we get Wrath admitting that she does not care to know what any of the other sins are doing or up to, or what they think about the gospel, or what
Yeah.
they...
I think I know where it is. I don't even care to know what those others were thinking. But we gathered in the city on instructions from the Gospels. The idea of, I don't, give a shit. We all have our own, separate motives, but we're just following this one thing. That's so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a fascinating, pivot from, how Teresia was almost, just a puppet until the very end.
Yeah.
They have their own fucked up, twisted notions and desires that I imagine at the end of the day empowers them more than anything.
Doesn't that make them harder to fight, though, if they're
Yeah.
so much more disorganized than anyone even thought?
Mhm.
Because what information can you really... We have this whole debate here of whether to keep Wrath alive in this episode. What information really can she give if there's definitely coming across this feeling of lack of knowledge about one another?
Yeah.
If they don't care to know about one another and they're so disorganized, and probably one of the only times they're meeting up like this is an event like this from the gospel to all meet here in Priestella, she might know very little actually about them. What information we could get from her is maybe contents of the gospel, future plans. But I don't think she would be able to give us much about maybe the other Sin Archbishops in a way that it's like she understands them, because she obviously does not care to.
Yeah, it's a fascinating idea that we're seeing Betelgeuse inside of Subaru, like the idea of that because of the unseen hand.
And we saw that with Amelia basically seeing him too.
Yeah.
So we already kind of knew that, but then we're hearing it from Wrath, and it feels creepier when we hear it from Wrath than it felt before.
You know what's the best part of Wrath this episode? Like, Liliana left her fucking mark, bro. It was like the voice act. I wonder if the voice actress for Wrath has a beautiful singing voice, and it makes it so much harder to sing in a bad way if you're great at singing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a great performance, and I loved it so much.
What do you think would be where you would go to after
Next
this
season?
Yeah, and into a new season.
An entire season following Echidna's Metia that we saw.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm wondering how much peacetime, because we start this season off being like, we've had a solid chunk, I think it was a year, of peace and quiet and training on obstacle courses. So is this a ramping up, or is this we're gonna go back and continue to train until the next big event that
the
they're
fallout is not dealt with. Like, Krush is in an awful state of being. Fucking Julie is in shambles, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just realizing something, like, when what happened to Krush initially happened regarding her name or her memory, or it didn't affect everyone else's. So I'm trying to...
It seemed like it affected her memory.
Yeah.
It's reintroducing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we have another instance with Krush being like a victim of gluttony, and it being a third, version. We have Rem, we have Julius, and Krush. That could tie back to the 3 words used of gluttony that were given to us by Wrath, just to add to your point of evidence.
If it's not that each individual gluttony has a different kind of power or taste, if you will, it could be that those are just the kind of 3 pillars of what they can do, which is, I guess, wipe away everything for Rem, wipe away everyone's memory of you, and wipe away your memory.
Yeah.
With 3 really great options. Don't know which one you would prefer, But don't ask me to pick one, because I would prefer to have none.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess my last question for you is, are we saying goodbye to Liliana for quite a while?
I think so. Priscilla is going to be really sad about that.
I love Priscilla's opinion and view of Liliana. And also, Priscilla was like, I'll see you as a rival if you do this, Amelia. That was cool.
Oh, that's my last thing.
Yeah.
So we get our mom and our little brother and sister hugging for Garfield in this episode. We get a nice little reunion shot that we see. But we see that we have to kind of freeze all of the flies, all of the people that were turned into flies. I'm pretty sure that's the building that our dad worked at,
Maybe.
our stepdad. Whoever he would be to Garfield, I don't know if Garfield would even consider him anything.
Yeah.
But I'm going to guess that's another possible casualty of this fight.
I hope the wives come back with us.
Getting to see... I wish all of them had been in that room listening to Liliana sing.
Look,
all of them.
I wouldn't care. I wouldn't be so invested in it if not for the fucking lines of dialogue that Regulus literally wiped out everything they cared about. Because of that, a lot of them don't have homes to go back to.
Or jobs, ways to survive. I think that something is going to have to be done on behalf of these women by any of the candidates, which is we need to secure kind of livelihoods for them, whether that's taking them into our camps and giving them a job, whether that's Roswell's mansion getting another maid or something like that.
I do think that we need to bring in Old Man Ram, specifically for 184, because he's obviously great at naming people. He named Felt, so we can be giving names back to the wives if they've forgotten their own. But hopefully they haven't.
If they've forgotten their own. Hopefully they remember all of their names.
All right. You good? Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hope to see you next time.